Listen to me. We don't want to kill any of you. But trust me, we will. Wake them up a little!
This whole thing is pretty much done. We're more ghosts than people.
You have got to keep faith. They will not crush us.
Good old Dutch. My best friend. You know how we met? A pair of hucksters trying to rob each other. Back in 78 or thereabouts.
You have to love yourself a fire. It's one of the blessings. Sure, we can have fire. And we can have the knowledge of fire. But with that comes the knowledge of everything. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a robbery.
Sons of Dutch. Makes us brothers. Sometimes, brothers make mistakes.
You'll never change. I know that.
All of you venerate savagery. And you will die savagely.
Get out here! Stay strong. Stay with me.
All right, welcome back to Handy with Steel. I believe this is chapter 16 or 17. I don't remember exactly. It is the night of Friday, May 7th, 1866. This is the same day Gundy was buried. We've done this paper about 10 times now, so just to give you some perspective of what day it is, I am showing it. So everyone following along will be able to know what day it is, but I'm not going to read anything. The session begins with Dr. Darrow coming to call on Jezebel Dunn at her manor, and I'm going to switch the scene to that. Jezebel, what have you been doing this day?
So, with the visit from the Clover Gang earlier today, planning the escape of Sticky Joe, running off to her mine and absconding with some of the dynamite, bringing it back and handing it off to the Clover Gang. Jezebel, she sent out a few of her own men to do some scouting around the town itself. Look for some new hires as well as she was out of maid. Now, Jessa just sits in her office. She's going over the papers. She's got her gun with her at all times at this point. Not sure exactly who's going to be banging on the door next. It seems one person after another is today. She sits in her office doing some paperwork, going over some numbers, seeing exactly if anything's changed in terms of the finances for the past few months.
As you're reading your paper, someone pulls up the lane. Dr. Darrow, do you want to describe how that looks?
Yeah, so Dr. Darrow would have pulled up to, and this is in the evening or night?
This is probably 6 or 7 p.m.
Okay. So I probably would have dropped off a corpse at my establishment prior to this, but would have came over with expediency by horseback, pull up to the lane. Dr. Darrow ties off the horse, dismounts, and figures that there's probably some servants about that are going to approach him before he simply walks into the manor of Mrs. Dunn.
You're surprised by there is no servant to greet you. You walk to the door. You knock,
Yeah.
and there's a very, very long delay. Matt, you hear a knock from outside.
And she goes to call her usual, Rosie! Oh, damn it. She rises from her chair, a bit lethargic at this point, having to get up and answer her own door for the second time today. She gets up, taking the papers, organizing them, and putting them down before making her way slowly down the stairs. Before opening the door, of course, plastering a very fake smile on her face. Taking a deep breath and opening the door to see Dr. Callum. She looks a bit surprised, her eyes going a bit wide there before settling. Evening, Doctor. To what I owe the pleasure.
Oh, several things, in fact. May I come in?
Of course, of course. And she steps backwards and gestures into her home.
Dr. Dar will walk in and remove his hat and look around. Looks very well and good.
Jezebel nods and sits down in her usual chair, crossing her ankles and looking to the... sorry about no one coming to greet you. I'm in a bit of a... doing some hiring at the moment.
Oh, I heard. And he'll sit down in a chair that's in the room and pull out his ashtray and a cigar. You mind?
Oh, of course. And she cocks her eyebrow. You heard that my maid before ran away?
Oh, that lass. No, I never heard she run away, but I did hear she was killed. That I did hear. And someone who I assume works for you has been arrested.
Jezebel is, the doctor says that she's dead. Her eyes widen in surprise. Hands go... She's dead? I just know that she left with Mary. Is Mary alright?
Oh, aye, yes, that lass. Yes, she's doing alright. Bit roughed up as far as mentally speaking, but aye, she's alive. Unlike her maid, she is quite dead. Trampled by a horse, in fact, by a gentleman by the name of Sticky. He shrugs. Who is very well in prison at the time. Courtesy of the young deputy.
And Jezebel sucks in her cheeks slightly. She does look very surprised by this news, and you see her hand go to her cheek in a bit of concern. I just wanted him to make sure they were all right. I didn't want him to kill her or anything. I just wanted to bring Mary back.
That's not how the deputy was telling it.
What do you mean?
Apparently Sticky Joe is out for blood. He intended to kill Rosie.
That bastard. She slams her fist down on the arm part of her cheek.
You can go ahead and give me a deception. And, Doctor, if you want to give me a, detect lies. I would let you do acting as well, Jezebel, if you wanted.
I just want to see which one's better. I feel like deceive is better. Oh, yep, definitely deceive's better. Or deception.
Try me.
Oh!
Yeah, it's not going over. Doctor, you're seeing right through this charade.
Yeah, and Dr. Darrow's gonna look at Jezebel and smile and take a long drag from his cigar. Mrs. Dunn, you're usually a bit lighter than this.
Jezebel, she still has that disappointed, concerned look on her face before it fades. Her usual hardened expression the doctor has come used to dealing with her comes back on her face. It seems you got me there. I've had a bit of a day. I mean, I have to answer my own doors now. A bit thrown off my regular routine.
It's a damn shame. It's a long walk from this room to the front door.
I wasn't even in this room. I was up in my office. Even a longer walk. You want a drink, Doctor?
Oh, I brought my own. And he pulls out a flask and he sets it aside of him. But I do appreciate the courtesy.
Of course. Anything for you.
Well, that is not the biggest of your problem, though it is one big problem. I've got even worse news for you, I'm afraid.
Oh, gosh. And she takes her hand and massages the temple. She squints her eyes before opening them and looking back at the doctor. All right, what else is the bad news here?
Well, first we have to talk a bit of business. And he's going to take another drag from his cigar.
And what business is that, Doctor?
Well, you know I do so enjoy our arrangement. 15% of mine is a pretty penny. But, by the same token, the information I'm about to give you and the opportunity I'm about to present, I would like to renegotiate the terms of our contract.
She clicks her tongue as she looks to the doctor, her head slightly cocking to the side. Depends on this information, but I'm open to renegotiation if it's worth it.
Okay, I'll give you a taste. Say that I had went out on an expedition earlier on this eve with the sheriff, the new standing sheriff, and stand-in deputy. Anywho, went on a little missing persons search, something I believe you're familiar with. And a man was discovered in the company of two men who may or may not be associated with the federal government. And I may be aware of a ploy that is set to unhinge you.
You can see she stiffens, her back straightening. It's almost if a chill came over her. She looks to you. This is very intriguing, Doctor. I would very much like to know more.
20%.
Cheek sucking again. She chews on the inside of her right. 20%. Now, I'd like a little bit more information considering what's exactly going on. You know me. I'm honest with our deals, and I'll make sure that you get that 15% on time every single month. You know you can trust me. And if the information is worth it, I'm willing to do that 20. But I'd rather hear it before agreeing to it.
All I can tell you right now before we put the money on the table is that if this plan goes through, that the law assigns it to, you are fucked.
You said the law.
The law.
Well, doesn't that mean that your pooch may be a bit screwed there too, Doctor?
Whatever do you mean, Mrs. Dunn? I'm just a man who saw an appropriate business deal with a fine young entrepreneuring woman such as yourself, took advantage of it. I'm just an upstanding doctor in these times.
Fortunately, you may be right. Very well.
But, that said, I do enjoy doing business with you. because it allows me to make quite a bit of coin. And were you to be arrested, I don't know where your inheritance lies, so it could end up in someone's hands who's no longer interested in my services. And while I would not go starving were I to lose a share of the mine, it would keep me from certain proclivities that I have grown accustomed to.
Yes, your proclivities down at the jewel.
Well, most of that's free. But, yes, extra costs a little more money.
Wow. This has to do with my livelihood and your extra coin. I'm very much amicable to 20% there, Doctor.
Let's go ahead and amend the paperwork then, quickly. And then I will share you not only the problem as it lies, but also a potential solution.
Fine. Come with me. Up to my office. Jezebel gets up and picks up the first skirt, making her way up the stairs.
Dr. Darrow put the cigar in his mouth, carrying the ashtray in one and his flask in the other, and follows.
Jezebel makes her way. The door's already into her office, and there's some paperwork on the table, very nicely stacked. Of course, she's got her kind of a decanter of some sort of golden liquid in there. She sits down, of course, in her usual chair. Again, taking a cup that she has there, pouring herself a glass. She goes kind of into her files there in a drawer, unlocks it with the key that she had in around her neck, down her dress. She pulls it out and unlocks the drawer, pulls out some paperwork, hangs it twice on the table. She takes a pen and starts amending some of the writings, percentages and such, changing them over before handing over the paperwork to the doctor. I think you'll find that this amends the previous percentage.
And Dr. Darrow will look it over. Do I see anything that seems out of order?
I don't know. Matt, if you have done anything nefarious, please whisper me. And
in terms of the contract, no.
Yes. not your life.
No, the contract looks fine.
Okay.
Yeah, Dr. Darrow looks it over, shakes his head, nods, and I'll do. And he puts the paperwork on the table. All right. There's a couple of Federale boys coming in. They are, suffice it to say, looking to serve your head on a silver platter. They have got wind that you might be doing some untoward activities in the county. And
like what exactly?
They have some suspicions about your inheritance of the estate and mine, first of all. And also some of the misdoings about the county. Nothing that were too specific with me as of yet. But part of it relied on a gentleman that is currently in my care. What was his name one more time, Ted, so I have?
Taggart Thompson.
One Taggart Thompson.
My misdoings around the county. Interesting. Not exactly sure what else I've been misdoing around the county. I'm eager to hear this as well. You say you have him.
I do. He is seeking safe harbor. They, meaning the Federals, were unaware of our engagement. So, since I was with the sheriff, and the sheriff vouched for me, and his stand-in deputy vouched for me, I became quite engrossed in this little tragedy that is brewing. I offered kindly to allow Mr. Taggart to stay at my home and practice, which I am currently not at, and is quite easy to break into if you were to know where my key was.
And where exactly is this key of yours if someone were perhaps looking, or maybe perhaps you lost your own.
Oh no, I always carry my own, but there is a key hidden under a rock right next to the door. Very easy to find if you're looking for it, but most standard thieves are pretty simple folk, but I suppose a truly determined sort could find it.
Interesting. You say that Taggart spoke to these federal folk regarding me, is it?
Right. They're intending to use him to help build a case of evidence, and along with other happenings around the town. He's pretty vital to their case. So apparently it was the maid that was killed.
That's mighty interesting, considering I've only spoken to Taggart once before. I ain't had any other interactions with that man, so whatever has been coming up, whatever lies or deceit has been listed under my name, I'm sure it's just someone who wants to be able to take these lines from me, making up rumors and such. Wouldn't it be suspicious now if suddenly their star witness were to suddenly either go missing or end up dead?
The man seemed to have cold feet when we encountered him, but I think you should worry less about how the Federals will feel and more about how important they think he is to their case against you.
Jezebel. There's a look of concern on her face, but also just a little bit of confusion in a sense. It'd be good for me to speak to Taggart, see where he has been. Where did you find him, anyway?
It's the woods out west, right, or north, Ted?
Yeah, one of the two. I don't remember exactly. Somewhere out in the middle of nowhere.
He was out in the woods. We happened to track him out there, and he was there with the Federals. They were not keen on talking with us initially, but after we were fighting a bear, one of them had a change of heart, I suppose.
Jezebel, she taps the side of her head and thinking. Now, you know about the fact that someone's been trying to kill me and that sort of thing, right?
I'm well aware.
You're aware that Taggart went missing right after a certain party a day back or so.
Aye, that was my understanding of it.
I have a feeling that whoever had spoken to Taggart before, the Federals, got to him, because definitely someone spoke to him beforehand, have convinced him in some way to make up some of these lies against me.
Well, I'll leave it to your discretion how you wish to handle Taggart. He's fat and happy at my practice, doing nothing of note.
Well, thank you very much, Doctor. I think that maybe a certain key that's underneath that rock might go missing for a night.
Pray tell who that happened to be tonight. Tonight may be best, but if it is going to be another night, I could arrange for myself to be kept busy.
Well, why don't you keep yourself busy tonight?
I think I will. Appointment to the duel. I'm meeting a dignitary from France.
Oh, well, you enjoy your French dignitary down the duel, Doctor. Well, say I very much appreciate this type of information.
I very much appreciate you considering the terms of our agreement. Doctor will stand up and extend his hand across the table.
She extends her hand as well and shakes He's very lightly. It's always a pleasure seeing you.
You as well. Though I think you should take more care. You seem very stressed. Difficult considering the circumstances. If you were to need a bit, I could see about getting you some laudanum.
That would be mighty fine. Seems everything's been compiling all at once these past few days.
Doctor nods, and I'll root around in my bag. Do I have any laudanum available?
Yep, you would have some.
Yeah, he'll take a smaller dose of it and put it on there. It's a smaller vial. You must be very careful with this, though it is useful for evening the mood. Too much makes an addict. And you, Mrs. Dunn, are far too accomplished to fall into the depths of depravity.
Well, thank you very much, Doctor. She'll extend a hand and take the pill, or take it. I'll make sure to go easy.
Very well. I will see myself out. I will shut the door, though you may wish to lock it, bolt it, given that circumstances now have been dire. And he will don his hat. Good day to you, Mum.
She'll give him a nod and get up from her chair. And just watch him as he goes.
As you are getting up to leave, there's another knock on the door.
God damn it. Do you see Jezebel, just her demeanor darkens as someone else bangs on the door. Apparently it's a revolving place. I might as well call this place the Jewel for everyone who comes in here today. She'll stomp past the doctor and make her way down the stairs. As she gets to the stairs, gets to the door, she barely has time to throw on that smile before she throws it open to see who it is.
Let me swing down here. As you are coming to the door, you see a woman. She has a large bag in her hand, as if it has clothes in it. She's just waiting in front of the door. She looks up as the door opens, and she curtsies and smiles and says, "Oh, hello, ma'am. I'm Ginny. Mr. Marshall, your lawyer, he asked me to come up to the house and I suppose serve as your maid. I guess your maid left your employ."
Jezebel, there's a look of annoyance on her face before a smile appears across her lips and her expressions. Lovely. I've been expecting you for a while. As you probably know, I'm Miss Dunn. You said you're Jenny, is it?
Yes, Jenny Sinclair, ma'am.
Oh, very nice to meet you, Jenny. Well, I'll show you to your room. And have you served as a maid to anyone else before?
Oh, yes, I served for the bakers in Denver.
Fantastic. I'll show you to your room.
She smiles, looking over at Mr. Darrow. She gives a curtsy to him as well. Sir?
Ma'am, and he'll tip his hat. And I believe our business is concluded, Mrs. Dunn. I shall see you a little later.
Thank you, Doctor. She'll give him a nod before leaving the door open and gesturing out.
Darrow will exit.
Okay, let's pause here. I'm not sure if Walter Peck's going to show up or... As you are all waiting, or not waiting, as you're all making your exits from one another, down the lane comes another individual. Doc, I don't know that you've met this man before. Not sure. Was he at Kate's when you were there?
Not that I can recall.
Yeah, I don't think
know.
so. Yeah, you don't recognize him. Jessa, you do. He's got a top hat on, big mustache. Looks like an older gentleman. He rides up directly to each of you and tips his hat. Hello there, Miss Dunn.
Evening, Mr. Bill.
He looks over at Jenny. Who's that there?
She's the new help. Jenny, dear, why don't you head upstairs? There's just a smaller room, all right?
She nods and walks upstairs. As she does, Bill swings his attention over to the doctor. Well, hello there, I'm Bill. Who might you be, sir?
Dr. Caleb Dowell, MD. And he will extend a hand.
Yeah, Bill slides off his horse, walks up, and takes your hand. As he does, you notice there's a gun on each hip. His grip is quite firm, even though his hands are almost skeletal and his fingers are very long. He kind of just shakes your hand and looks around. Well, Miss Dunn, Mike asked me to come up here and give you some information about some goings-ons in town. Is this your man here? Is he savvy?
He's savvy enough, but she looks at the doctor. I think he... Up to you, doctor, how much exactly you want to be perfectly involved in certain businesses. It'd just be better for you to take your money.
Does it pertain to the business with which we spoke?
It just might.
Well, I'm in no great hurry. Jewel is open quite late. I suppose I could spend a moment.
Well, you did say you're the doctor, right?
I am.
Well, do you know Miss Kate, red-headed little vixen down there to Jew? I heard you talk about it. Assume you do?
Oh, aye, her and I get on very well. Get on more with one of her girls, though, but yes.
Well, ain't that something? Well, anyways, she brought me and Mike in and asked us to take care of that fella in the... I'm not guessing it's you. Said some guys up there absconding in your little doctor place. Wanted him cut from here to here. He kind of just does the cutting motion across the throat. Thought you should know, Miss Dunn. Don't know why she's giving orders on your behest, but...
Yes, that is quite intriguing. I do appreciate that, Bill. I think we need to... Is that the only thing that Mike wanted you to let me know? Or...
Well, we do have a general plan on taking out...
Why don't you come inside before saying anything else?
He nods and scratches the back of his neck. Hey, yeah, I'll take coffee.
Jezebel just kind of grunts a little before turning around and making her way back inside, and she actually calls, Jenny!
She pops her head out of her room and, yes, ma'am. Let me switch a scene real quick.
That was on point.
What has she got herself into? She looks... hold on, sorry. She, I think she's in the wrong...
And Jezebel calls out, Jenny, I need you to make some coffee here, darling. I got a couple more guests.
She looks down. Oh, yeah, coffee. I'll get to the kitchen right away. She pushes the hair out of her face. Do you know where the beans are, ma'am?
Of course I don't know where the beans are. I ain't put them away.
Oh, well,
Just gotta find him.
okay, I'll do that. I'm sorry, ma'am. She hustles into the kitchen looking for all the supplies to grind out some coffee for Bill, and he's like, well, she seems mighty flabbergasted, that lady does. First day?
Yeah, well, if she's been a maid before, she said she should be used to this kind of thing.
Well, I suppose she doesn't know that her predecessor gets stomped by a horse, huh?
There's no need to talk about those kind of things there, Bill.
Oh, of course, ma'am, of course. He runs his hands over his mustache. About the all Sticky Joe situation.
Yes, what about him? You have that worked out yet?
Oh, I think we have a mighty fine plan, ma'am. Mighty fine. Do you wish me to let you know what that is in front of your friend here?
She looks to the doctor. Doctor, do you mind going to the kitchen for just a moment? I think my maid might want a little company for a moment.
The doctor looks between Mrs. Dunn and Taylor, and no problem. He'll look over and, Jenny, I will help you find the beans, love. Give me just a moment. Walk into the kitchen.
Bill, he's not much of a soft talker, and Dara, you hear him vaguely, and we'll see how much you want to hear, but, well, so that Red Cake came up with the plan, more or less, but, see, those Buffalo soldiers, they're all worked up now. I guess the sheriff told him he wanted them to stay in town and not go get in any trouble with some Injuns, so they're all over the place.
Of course they are.
And they want Mr. Sticky dead, dead, dead.
Jezebel just puts her hand on her forehead and massages the temple at the base of her. Of course they do. So what exactly is this plan you got there, Bill?
Well, tomorrow's going to be a planning day, see? He looks down at his pants and flicks like a piece of dirt off of his knee and rubs it onto the floor. And you see, she's gonna get them Buffalo soldiers good and drunk. And then, when they're all inside, good and drunk, I suppose Kim or myself will be waiting outside, pointing our guns in their direction. And when they come out, they will be shot. Meantime, Mike will blow the side of the side of that jail from the wall, and then Sticky can walk out, and then we can kill anybody in the way. I suppose I'll let Sticky shoot up that deputy, although I'm much faster.
Well, as long as he's dead, I would highly encourage you to let Sticky know that revenge ain't as important as a job well done.
Well, job well done for what? What are you looking for? And the door, there's another knock on the door.
Oh, Jenny!
Jenny is being helped find the coffee, and she rushes out. And Bill's like, I can get that for you, ma'am. It'd be alright.
No. And she looks at me. I just want to make sure that you're getting used to all the accoutrements of my home. You mind answering the door there, love?
She nods and opens the door, and Mike is standing there.
Jessa looks to Mike. Oh, good evening there, Mike. She kind of looks around him. Is your crass lady friend also with you?
Talking to you, Mike and Mike.
I was muted, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Is she?
She can be if you want her to be.
Following behind Mike is Kim, of course. Chaw on her mouth is unrefined as ever. And she gives a simple nod while Mike, Miss Dunn, pleasure to see you again.
Yes, pleasure's all mine. Please sit down. She'll gesture and she'll look to Jenny. You mind getting that coffee done?
She looks like back and forward. Yeah, of course. And she runs back in the kitchen.
Did she shut the door?
Yeah, oh yeah, she shuts the door. But it's like a swinging door, so it swings closed behind her. Bill's like, well, I would not want to be that last today, I tell you.
It's so hard to find good help.
Well, Mike, I've been trying to explain the plan for Mrs. Dunn. I don't know, you're more eloquent than I am. Uglier, but you can speak a bit. I was just saying, Buffalo soldiers inside the Jewel, we shoot 'em if they come out, you know, and then blow up the prison. Is that about the right of it?
I've got it flip-flopped. We blow open the prison wall. Anybody dumb enough to come out get shot down, then we make.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Now, my question is first, what are you going to be doing with that deputy? Is he going to be at the bar as well, or he's going to be wandering around that prison?
You know, honestly, I'm not sure what he's going to be doing, but I'm sure Sticky will have something to say to him if he gets in his way. He's smart enough to get out of town, but if he has a chance to put him down, he will.
Well, I would prefer if a certain deputy were to be, well, no longer than amongst the living. It might be the best. And this is all tomorrow, you say?
Mm-hmm.
You're sure that Joe is still gonna be there tomorrow and those Buffalo soldiers ain't just gonna take him?
Bill looks over at Mike and shrugs slightly. I think so. I'm gonna keep an eye on it.
Bill was the one that talked to Joe, so he'd know better than I, but it sounds like he might be good for the evening. The Buffalo soldiers, if I know Joe, they want him right away. He's going to do his best to egg him on, but he'll be there come morning, I reckon.
But it's also about the next day as well.
Well, if Miss Kate does what she says, they'll all be good and drunk.
Yes, but that's tomorrow.
Well,
I'm concerned about the day in between. You understand?
It is 6 p.m. or 7 p.m., so it'd just be the night, if you know what I mean. But
oh, so it's like
yeah.
In the AM? Oh, okay.
No, it's PM. It's
like
PM. It's PM.
Tomorrow.
It's PM now. But yeah, there's part of the day tomorrow that they could go and get him, but people drink early these days.
Mm-hmm.
Bill says, anyway, I'll keep an eye if any of them Buffalo soldiers try to get in there and get him. I'll stop them. Don't worry. But now, like I was saying about Kate, she did tell us to go take care of that feller at that doctor's place. That doctor okay with that? I was going to suggest Kim go in there and maybe lather him up with her ugly beauty.
You're half right on that, but we do have the blessing from the doctor to enter his home.
He looks over at Kim and, well, I think she got a knife for him then, maybe. What do you say, Kim?
Let's put her in a fancy dress.
I like the sound of that. Miss Dunn, you got an extra fancy dress you got for Kim? Maybe from your niece. She ain't here anymore, is she?
She looks at Kim. How tall is she?
Oh, not terribly tall. Probably 5'6" or under.
It's a little bit taller than Jessa, and she kind of looks at her build. A bit more muscular than Jessa's is. Takes a look at Kim up and down and puts her hands on her hips. Built just like my niece. Tall and manly.
Kim looks for the closest spittoon to spit in as a response to her backhanded comp.
Yeah, Jessa's brought one near the door just for Kim's sake. But Jessa looks over. Before you go off killing Taggart and such, I mean, I ain't opposed. I would like to talk to him first.
You gonna talk to him? You gonna go into town?
I'll wait till a little bit later in the night, yes. There's some information that I want.
Alright. I guess we can do that. Well, what do you say, Mike? Should we have a few drinks and wait for Mrs. Dunn?
I think that's a good idea. In the meantime, Kim will have a chance to try on some outfits to show off her shapely figure.
Oh, boy.
Kim responds, spitting again and wiping it off with the back of her hand and kind of sucking her teeth. It's like nice and nasty from all the chew.
Jezebel gives a very wry smile. I got a corset that I think I can squeeze you into.
I'm not sure she's ever worn one of those.
Well, this'll be a first. Just take short breaths when you're wearing it, or else you might pass out.
Kim just kind of gives a look like, what the hell are you two getting me into, before giving a short nod.
And Jezebel, with that, she calls it again. Jenny!
Jenny pops her head in once again. Hi, yes, ma'am. I have coffee. She brings out the coffee. Mostly thanks to the doctor here. He was so helpful helping me find the coffee beans and grind them up for me while I was opening that door. Here you go, sir. And she goes over to give it to Bill and kind of trips on the rug a bit, and just a bit spills out on the floor. And she's like, oh, shoot.
Jezebel, she stands there and she crosses her arms and sucks in her teeth a little before making her way over slowly to... she approaches her and puts a hand under the girl's chin, almost looking like she's analyzing her for a second before she gives her very sickly sweeps. Don't worry, dear. It happens.
I'll get a rag. I'll get a rag right now.
Oh, it's alright. Don't you worry your little head, okay? Like I said, accidents sometimes happen.
She nods. Thank you, ma'am.
Of course. She gives her a light pat on the cheek before letting her go off.
Yeah, she heads back into the kitchen. The doctor sees she is flushed and flustered for sure. She is looking for a rag to use, not knowing the house at all.
Yeah, Dr. Dar will produce one of his clean rags that he has in his coat. And... Looking for something?
I spilled a bit of coffee for that man. I feel like I'm all thumbs today.
Well, it's your first day. Don't beat yourself up too much. You go and do his coat and... There you are.
Thank you, sir. You're such a sweetheart. And she smiles and heads back out, and I mean the amount of coffee spilled is probably like a thimble full. And she dabs it on the ground and then goes over to Bill, and the coffee was obviously served on a saucer, and she takes the saucer from him, and it's kind of got some coffee in it, and she takes it back to the kitchen. And Bill just watches her go, and well, I think she might have a nervous breakdown before the day.
They don't build maids like they used to. Strong and hardy and with wide shoulders.
And Bill just looks up at her. Not wide enough to support a horse, I guess.
Unfortunately, not everyone can, but once she's finished cleaning, I'll have her help Kim here get ready. Are you ready, Kimberly?
Kim kind of fish hooks the chaw out of her mouth and throws it in the spittoon and spits out a little and looks at Bill and Mike and kind of snidely. I think I might kill you two and take their share, your share. Get me in this shit again.
Bill looks at Mike, and I'd say I'd blame Sticky about you.
Mm-hmm.
And Jessa, she calls out again. Oh, Jenny.
She pops her head out. Yes, ma'am.
Would you be a dear and get our friend Kimberly all dressed up? There's some, not in... I'll show you the bedroom to look for some dresses. Belong to my niece. I think they might go past her ankles, hopefully.
Jenny goes up to Kim, and all of a sudden her face like kind of scrunches, and she puts a hand up kind of over her nose and says, is she gonna be wearing clean clothes, ma'am?
Oh, you're gonna be bathing her beforehand.
Oh. All right.
Kim looks at Jenny kind of gruff. She's like, you keep talking to me like I'm not fucking here, and I'll bash that pretty little skull in yours, you fucking cunt.
Jesus.
Yeah, her mouth goes completely wide, and she looks over to Jessa like, what the hell?
Jessa looks to Kim, still smiling. Now, Kimberly, I would appreciate that you do not talk to my help in that manner. Thank you.
Kim just kind of like sniffed Jessa. Mm-hmm.
We'll make sure to get the extra small corset for her.
She just looks at Kim and just nods slowly. Sure.
Jessa moves her way over to Jenny and puts a hand on her cheek, kind of lightly stroking. I'm sorry I've put you under such pressures on your first day. Trust me, it's not always like this. It's just a bit tense lately.
Oh, it's not a problem, man. I'll be fine. I will, bathe Miss Kim here, and, it will be all well. She smiles.
Perfect.
And curtsies.
Aren't you a dear? And again, she just pats her on the cheek, and she, to the gentleman, I will be up in my quarters, getting properly changed for this.
Well, you want us to wait around here before you come into town, or is a good doctor going to escort you? Or Kim, I guess.
I think either Kim or Mike can take me there if you want to keep an eye out for Joe. And
yeah, I might as well get down there, and so Joe don't get himself killed.
Mike kind of looks at Bill, and people know you visited Joe. People don't know me besides Kate and Miss Dunn here. think it'd be best if I either escort or Kim here comes with us as well.
Yeah, that's fine by me. That's fine by me. Well, he takes a very long... It's the coffee's obviously steaming, and he just begins to basically chug it. He's like, yeah, well, that kind of burnt. Anyway, I'm gonna get going. I'll see you guys later.
Jezebel gives Bill a nod before going kind of further into the house and seeking out the doctor.
Yeah, Bill walks towards the door, claps Mike on the shoulder, and leans forward. Be careful with these fancy folk, Mike.
Always in.
You don't know any fancy folk. What you talking about?
I know you, Bill. What are you talking about?
Oh, I'm not fancy. I'm just good looking.
Yeah. I see how you drink that coffee with your pinky in the air. Don't give me that shit.
You leave me alone. I'm getting ready to do some killing tomorrow. I gotta get ready.
You do what you gotta do. Make sure those Buffalo soldiers don't get a wild hair up their ass and try and get Joe in the middle of the night.
You think I'm gonna let some guy like that do that? No way, brother. Don't worry. And he nods over to Kim, and he just starts laughing at her. Gonna be in a dress. And he before she can even answer, he just hops out the door.
Kim kind of like takes a step after him, like she's gonna do something, then decides against it and waits for Jenny to lead her off to wherever she's got to take care of business. Kind of hear her mumbling, "Last motherfucker talked like me like that and ripped his goddamn dick off."
He takes her, or she takes her into the side room to get washed up as Jessa finds the doctor seated in the kitchen.
Jess moves into the kitchen and smiles to the doctor. Well, I do appreciate you sticking around for the evening, but I assume you have an appointment to get to at the Jewel.
Oh, unless you need me for further action. Aye.
Unless you want to stay.
The Jewel is open rather late. I'm sure I could get by there and she'll not be too busy, though with each passing minute, I'm sure she has to take you another bath.
Jessa just smiles. Wry smile. Well, if I'd suggest you stay out quite late. I know that your house might be occupied late in the night. Might not want to come back to anything like that just so soon.
I suppose I could make arrangements to stay at the Jewel. Arrangements meaning I get so drunk they let me stay in royal rooms. Kate would not object.
I'm sure she wouldn't. Jessa just kind of stares down expectantly at the doctor.
And he will rise from his seat. Well, best of luck to you this evening.
Thank you, Doctor. And it's always a pleasure to deal with you.
And you as well, Mom. We'll head out into the room to begin to take his leave.
Yeah, as you walk out, there's only one person out there who you don't really know who is. Looks like a rough kind of sort, seated over on this couch.
Yeah, Dr. Dar will look at him, tip his hat, and continue making his way out the door.
Mike gives him a nod and doesn't pay him much more attention than that.
That Jessa will make her way up into her own. She's kept the garments for a while when she used to do dressage down in Texas. Some of like the chaps and that kind of thing. So she's going to remove the dress and the corset and kind of get ready in terms of wearing something much more easier to ride a horse in, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you change. What is your plan?
So the plan is I need to, late at night, go down to the doctor's home, enter, and probably have Kim butter up Taggart for a little bit, maybe get him in a compromising position before Jezebel and Mike enters, and Jezebel can grill Taggart on some of the things he knows.
Okay. All right, let me transport you guys then. What is the doc gonna do? Anything?
The doc is going to spend a night in France.
Okay. I did assume, but is this the scene I want? Yeah, let's do something else.
I'd like to watch.
Let the boy watch.
I'll watch.
How we destroy your house.
Yeah, I don't have a proper doctor's house, so this is gonna have to.
I'm gonna be rather perturbed if my house is leveled.
Oh yeah, I am taking that by the way.
Please don't blow up my house.
I think that goes without saying, but
But you didn't say it, so
this is correct. But I would hope, you being a savvy businesswoman, that you might recognize my livelihood depends on my tonics.
yeah,
But she's insane and all that other stuff.
I make no promises to what happens
Jenny,
after.
give me the dynamite. A poor woman.
All right. It's late at night, after midnight probably, and Jessa and Mike ride up to the outside of the doctor's house. There's a light on inside. There is a window, but it is shuttered.
Guessing Jessa, Mike, and Kim kind of ride up all together. Kim pulling at her dress as she rides side on the horse. Jezebel, she hasn't taken out Buttercup or anything. That horse is a bit too, might be too recognizable, so she takes one of the other ones. She's got her hair kind of up in a hat, tied and obscured. And she'll look to Kim, who's there near the outside. Alright, Kim, now what I'd suggest is find a way from the inside to, well, the shutters might be for the best. Make sure the windows are all closed. Say that you're looking for the doctor when you head inside, and, well, that, fat bastard that is Taggart is gonna be in there, and, use whatever feminine wiles you might miss, if any. And attempt to get him, of course, don't bother taking off your clothes. I think he might get a little bit scared by that. But get him in some sort of compromising position. Maybe tie him up somewhere or something like that. Make it easier for us to interact with him when he's a bit more helpless, if you know what I mean.
All men are helpless.
You got that right. You can see Jessa legitimately smiles to Kim at that on the cover of Darkness.
Kim goes inside, and it literally takes, you just hear, "Hey, you want," and just like a crash, and then all of a sudden she's back at the doorway, and you look over her shoulder, and Taggart is like tied up to the bedpost, and he's like nursing a big black eye as she just walks in, wallop, and like ties him up.
You can see Jessa kind of just blinks in a bit of surprise. I was assuming you have a little bit more depth than that, but I ain't complaining. Should look around, making sure no one's looking towards the doctor's home before kind of making your way
You can
inside.
give me everybody can give me a perception roll for that.
Kim kind of shrugs and just goes, I didn't kill him. How more deaf do you want me to be?
Be more quiet.
Yeah, there's not anyone that you can tell is there.
Perfect. And Jessa will sneak in there then, making her way across the threshold, and she takes a look at the doctor's home and see her tisk a little bit. I expected the doctor to be a little bit cleaner than this. What can you expect from well, I guess a straight immigrant.
Taggart looks up. He's blinking. His eyes go wide as he sees Jessa. Oh, ma'am. What's the meaning of this?
I apologize, Taggart. I did not mean for it to come to this. I just wanted to have a little conversation with you.
Oh, what about? Oh, Lord, in my face. That girl just plumb punched me in my eye.
Well, I guess it's a good thing that you're at the doctor's home, ain't it?
Well, call him.
Well, I will. Make sure to call him right away. But first, I want to know a few things. You mind answering me some questions there, Mr. Thompson?
Oh, what do you want? Yeah, sure.
You recognize me, right?
Yes, Mr. Dunn. I recognize you. You're going to buy my mind.
I was, but unfortunately you disappeared before I could finalize the... May I ask what that was about, Mr. Thompson?
Oh, yeah, well, I was kind of drunk when I left the Prestons, and my wheel got stuck off the road, and I had a cart problem. Yeah, it took me a while to get back home.
Really? And I'm guessing you never made it home, did you?
Well, I haven't. Not recently. I'm here.
Of course not. So, what exactly was it that you found in the woods with some certain federal officers? Did they help you with your wagon?
Federal officers? Well, there's some assayers from the government come look at my mine. Yeah, sure.
Oh, really? So they found you on the road and they asked about your mine. Is that it, Mr. Thompson?
Well, more or less.
She looks to, she's actually, I'd say she brought her whip at this point. But she just looked to Kim. Kim, dear, do you have a knife?
Of course I do. She kind of pulls out one that's surprisingly long for how well it was concealed.
Wait. You gonna untie me?
Oh, there's certain things that I'll untie. And she'll take the knife and make her way over to Taggart and leaning over him. I guess he's tied to the bed. She kind of straddles him and holds a knife over him. Look, Mr. Thompson, I ain't a stranger in making sure that someone can't talk no more. And I'm not a stranger in untangling any innards within a person. You catch my meaning?
Well, I guess.
Good, because I've always wanted to experiment with a little surgery when we are in the doctor's house. You mind being the test subject for that?
I would rather not.
If you'd rather not, you better be telling me the truth there, Taggart.
But, ma'am, I am telling you the truth. I don't know anything.
You didn't know anything. Why you were talking to those, why are you talking to them government folk about me? I heard all about it.
I don't understand, ma'am. I'm just a man with a mine trying to sell it.
She presses the knife to his cheek, cutting into it slightly as she...
I start screaming.
And she presses it harder. I'd suggest not screaming there because as much as I'd like you to talk, I don't mind cutting out your tongue and making you eat it.
Go ahead and give me an intimidation roll with like 3 benefits. Yeah, he quickly pipes down. Okay. I'll tell you everything you want to know, lady. You're crazy.
Good. Sing for me, my songbird. What exactly you been telling?
I ain't been telling him anything. They wanted me to go over to your house and snoop around. See what I could see on the business deal. See if I could get hold of your damn books.
And they wanted you to do this. When did they ask you for this? Did they ask you before the party or after?
Oh, after. When they caught me on the road. I was just kind of drunk going home, and it is true that I blew an axle and went off the road a bit. But one of them men, he was at the party, and he followed me out.
Yeah, then what does that man look like?
Well, he's got black hair and a mustache. Oh, no.
Black hair, mustache, any other descriptors?
Middle-aged, thin.
Does someone look like one of the Preston gentlemen?
I mean, they're
all the same.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. You don't really have any sense of that being very, very descriptive.
She narrows her eyes. So, were you exactly going to do that? Attempt to steal my books after we made the deal?
Well, I was supposed to go into do the business at your house, and then they were going to cause a commotion outside, or have that deputy do it. And then, when you're distracted, that's when I was supposed to take it. To be honest, ma'am, from what I heard, they already have quite a bit on you from your former employee.
Her eyes, they widen a little bit at that. So she was talking to them, huh?
From what I understand, she's been sending them letters for months.
Jezebel, her eyebrows furrow at that. Interesting. So, you got any more information from me, Taggart?
Ma'am, listen. I am just a minor. Got cut up in all this. I didn't want to do it. I wasn't even going to do it. I was going to get out of here as soon as I could and skedaddle. I promise you, ma'am, I got no beef with you. I got no beef with anybody. I just want to get out of town just like we're talking about at the party.
She nods. Alright, well, why don't we make this easy? I'm going to draft up a quick document on the kind doctor's writing table, specifically for your mind. You're going to sign it and we're going to be done. Understand?
I'm going to sign it, but you only get it if I'm alive. That's going to be in the document. I need to notarize it in Denver. Otherwise, you'll just kill me and throw me in a ditch after I sign it. I ain't no fool.
Jezebel, she sucks in her teeth. That's a problem, ain't it? You see, I've already threatened you, and it's fairly obvious that you could just go back to them Federals and tell them I came after you.
Just watch me go out of town. Send one of your thugs with me.
Jezebel tisks slightly. Now, Taggart, as much as I love money, and as much as I love being successful, one thing I greatly appreciate more than anything is being alive and knowing that the deals that I make, well, they're going to work out in the end for me. You see, you're a little bit of a loose end no matter what.
Ma'am, listen to me. I don't have any interest in doing you harm.
Unfortunately, I know quite a few people who wish to do you harm.
He opens his... Who?
Well, first of all, I'd like to know exactly what you did to get under Red Kate's feathers there.
Red Kate? I don't even know the lady.
You ain't never been down to the Jewel.
Well, I've been to the Jewel, of course.
You wronged any of her girls?
Yeah, I've been with some of her girls. I'm a perfect gentleman.
Hell, Jezebel gets off a Taggart. She taps the knife against her hand and starts pacing a bit. Give me a few minutes. I'm gonna think about where to go with this.
He just stares. He said, "Man, please just let me go. You can send him or her with me halfway to Denver, all the way to Denver, and I'll notarize that thing, and I'll send it back. It'd be fine. It'd take just a couple days."
A couple days might be a bit too long there, Taggart. I mean...
For a whole mine?
Yeah, but unfortunately it seems like they've got a bit of information on me already.
I don't have anything, ma'am. I don't have any information. I was just supposed to get into your house and steal your books. Without that, I'm completely worthless, ma'am. I don't got anything.
Not you, Taggart. Not you.
Well, then you can let me go. It doesn't matter. I'm irrelevant.
It's true you're irrelevant, but you see, Taggart, I've had quite a few days. I mean, I just found out that my beloved brother's dead. I've had my niece run out on me. I've had one of my finest health apparently has been sending letters to federal folk for a number of months and has decided to leave. Have another compatriot who's in jail, so... And also, someone tried to kill me in my own mind. You understand, Taggart, that I'm a little bit stressed and I might need to work out a little bit of that aggression.
I'm sure there's some... There's buffalo soldiers around. There ain't nobody to... that whip. Ma'am, just let me go. I mean you no harm. You can have my mind. I don't need a dime for it.
True, but you gotta understand that I don't have any sort of... What's the word? I won't get any emotional satisfaction out of killing a buffalo soldier.
You get satisfaction out of killing me or whipping me?
You see, is a smile that spread across Jess's face. You know, there might be a little bit to satiate it.
He looks to Mike and Kim with a very pleading look. Ma'am, I am no one. I'm not important. I'm not important to I don't know how killing me would be any better than a buffalo soldier. I'm just an old miner, got lucky, struck some color, got the gold and the silver, and now it can be yours. Think about it, ma'am. I'm not worth anything dead, but alive, I'm worth a lot to you.
Jessa turns and looks at Mike and Kim. How much exactly did Red Kate promise to give you if you killed Taggart?
Oh, Mike kind of thinks about it. Also, what was the answer to that?
I don't remember exactly, but I'm gonna whisper you something that I'm trying to remember exactly if she told you why.
I'm trying to remember.
I'm just gonna assume no for now. Yeah, I don't think she would actually anyway. Yeah, I mean it's not like.
Honestly, I just remember her asking to pay a visit.
Yeah. That was at very end of that session. I don't think she said why. She probably offered some bit of money, but
Mike kind of looks at Jessa and goes, not too much. Be perfectly honest. Must not value his life. Put such a low bounty on him.
Disappointing.
I really don't understand why Red Kate would want me dead. I done nothing. Nothing to that lady or any of her girls.
I don't know either, Taggart. That's what I'd like to know exactly.
I mean, boys, well, ma'am, sorry. Looking at Kim, he says, I have money that you can have on me now. Probably more than she's paid for my life, and I'll just skedaddle, like I said.
Jezebel, she sighs. No, Taggart. I really would like to help you. And I really would like your man. I'm just too concerned at this point. Even if one of these folk accompanied you all the way to Denver, get that notarized, I'm just concerned that the authorities would get their hands on you anyway.
What can I tell them? What can I tell them? Who's gonna believe
this?
Who's gonna believe this? This is crazy that I got punched in the face by a woman.
Thing is, they might, considering all the letters that have been given them.
Mike kind of leans into Jessa and whispers in her ear, who are his mom's going to go to if he passes away unexpectedly?
She looks to him. Unfortunately, they'll be up for auction.
Mike just kind of shrugs, leaving the decision in Jessa's hand on how she wants to proceed.
Jezebel takes a deep intake of breath through her nose and exhales slowly. Oh, Taggart. Oh, I really wish that I knew all this information that you had before I came in here.
I mean, ma'am, this is nothing. Nothing's happened. I got a black eye. I say I got in a fight. It's not a big deal. And then if the feds do find me, I just say, I'm not interested. I'm just gonna mosey up here to Denver and live my life, right?
Yes, but you're just too easy to crack, Taggart. Just too easy to crack.
Ma'am, those feds ain't gonna kill me. You are. I know where my bread's buttered.
You can see there's indecision on Jezebel's face, whether to kill this man or let him specifically to have his mind. Now, would you still want compensation for the man?
Not at all. It's yours. My compensation's my life.
You see, I like that, Taggart. I am a businesswoman. The only problem is I really can't have either of these two leaving to escort you all the way to Denver for a few days. I need them around.
Well, I mean, My word's good, ma'am. You can watch me just go up the road. I ain't gonna turn back, I promise.
She smiles at him slightly. Why don't you come stay at my house for a few days?
Oh, ma'am, I do not want to go to your house. That's where they want me.
True, but they know you're here.
When the doctor comes back, I know I ain't.
True, but that's if I let you leave without any escort.
Well, I mean, I guess that's the way it is regardless, huh? But, ma'am, look, I don't want any more of this. I don't want to go to your house, no offense, I'm sure it's lovely. But I just want to get the hell out of this place. I don't want, no offense, to see you or the feds or anything. You can have my mind. Just let me get it notarized in Denver, and I'll ship it back. You can even put on the note that you paid me so it looks legit.
Jezebel taps her chin, pondering. Fine. But, I will say, Taggart, these two here, and she'll motion to Kim and Mike, they have absolutely no problem with going and hunting you down. Making sure that, well, whatever is inside your body, and I'm sure it's a lot, will end up on the outside. Are we clear?
We are extremely clear, ma'am. You don't have to worry about me. The only thing you're ever going to hear from me again is that notary. And then you're going to own yourself a mine.
Good. Good. Jessa smiles. We'll make sure to bring you to the edge of town there.
He nods and lifts one of his arms up to get the rope off.
Let me just write down this document first. And Jezebel's going to go over and take some paper. She'll kind of draft up all the documentation for swapping over the mine and whatnot.
While Jess is doing that, Kim kind of goes over to Taggart and kind of lightly pats his cheek and runs her hand through his hair and then kind of like grabs it forcefully and slams his head to the back of the headboard and kind of says, "Don't make me have to meet you fucking again, you piece of shit," and kind of spits in his face.
He just, why'd you do? No, man. No thanks.
And Jessa finishes the document. And she looks over to Kim and gives her a smile. We might as well let the fat bastard go.
Kim kind of holds her hand outstretched for the knife that Jessa was using.
Jessa's been playing with it for this, kind of in her offhand while she was writing this up, and she, absentmindedly, she's like, oh, all right. And she hands it back over to Kim.
Kim cuts him loose, and
Hello, everyone.
once Jessa gets signaled that it's okay for him to leave, or lets him stand up first, I should say. Make sure Jessa doesn't need him for anything.
She'll hand over the document and look to Tag. Make sure to bring you to the edge of town. How about that?
Nods, rubbing the back of his head. Yeah, that's fine, ma'am.
Good. She'll look around the room, fix anything that's out of place before popping her head outside, looking around, seeing if anyone's, again, kind of looking towards them.
No, I'm pretty sure the doc's place is on the edge of town, and it's dark. You see there's lights on in a few buildings around here, and there's nobody outside that you can tell.
Yeah, she'll motion for the rest of them to follow her out and get all saddled up.
You're going to take him to the edge of town?
Mm-hmm.
And are you going to... Well, let's see what you do. My roads, where are my roads? Yeah, one sec. Edgetown Road, sure. Wow. That's interesting. Okay. It's 1 or 2 in the morning, and you ride with Taggart out towards the edge of town. He is on his horse and he looks back to you and says, "Ma'am, I promise you won't hear from me again except the notary. I'll be off. I'll be to Denver by tomorrow afternoon, and I'll have it notarized and sent back immediately."
Yeah, and I'm gonna do you something really quick, Ted.
Did you say you're whispering me something?
Yeah, one
Okay.
sec. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, they get to the town and she'd jump off her horse and kind of motion for the other two as well. I just want to wish you good luck there, Taggart. And thank you for understanding. I'm just going to hold out a hand.
He looks at her hand and moves the horse over and reaches out and very meekly shakes her hand. "Yeah, of course.
And she grabs his hand and shakes it and kind of looks over to Kim, motion her over as she kind of gets a tight grip on his arm. Now I want you to understand that all of this, nothing personal.
Of course. It's not a problem. I'll just be in Denver." And as this is happening, Kim is moving her horse over towards Taggart. And with one just violent action, she brings her knife into the side of Taggart's throat. Almost like a downward stabbing action, but like to the side. And his eyes go wide and he releases Jess's hand, or tries to. His horse like careens kind of to the side, and his other hand goes up to his throat as he flies off the horse and lies on the ground in a bubbling pool of his own blood as he gasps for breath.
Jessa just stands over him, crossing her arms. Sorry, Taggart. let way too many people live who shouldn't have in the past, and no matter what, he'd just be a loose end.
Yeah, he kicks a few times as he's reaching towards his throat and just stops moving eventually.
And she looks back to the other two. I guess Injun did it.
Mike just kind of shrugs and chuckles and goes, "Goddamn Indians."
And, yeah, she'll look at the forest and just kind of look to the other two. You mind helping me pull him off to the side? Maybe stab him a few more times. Post-mortem.
Want Kim to fucking scalp him while you're at it?
That's a great idea. You mind scalping him?
She smiles and immediately goes about scalping him before they've moved the body.
As this harrowing scene concludes, do you have anything else you would like to do?
As kind of cleaning up, she's got blood on her and she looks down. I look like I'm gonna have to burn this outfit too. And looks to Kim. I don't mind if you burn that one as well. It was Mary's. But, gotta say, I'm liking you more and more each day.
Kim kind of smiles and kind of sarcastically adds, "Must be fucking blessed then."
That's right, you are. Jesse just gives her a smile before motioning for them to... Actually, did the horse just run off?
No, it just kind of bolted a few feet away as he lost control of it.
Yeah, she'll take their horses and look to hit. Might as well have horse be running around a bit. It'll be a bit suspicious if we kill that one too. She'll go over the horse and hit it on the ass.
It rushes
Trying
off.
to get it to run
Yeah,
off.
it runs off.
She looks at the other two. Not sure where you're staying tonight, but once this is all over, I'll make sure to compensate all of you appropriately.
We do love money. Kind of chuckles as he's dragging the body off into the side of the road, looking for a place to kind of get it out of line of sight.
Oh, don't we all? Don't we all? And afterwards, Jessa will make her way back to her home.
And finally, this day of blood and mayhem ends, and the new day comes. And creeping into town is someone familiar, someone who has been away for a while and hiding. And he heads to the gym. And as that scene emerges, the scene closes. And that's it.
Yeah.